I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those to spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tiz. He did it first though without a bug, man, he hit for over 700 mil. Sean party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades, helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stretch, trying to roll subs fast. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the minutes here to dominate him, greatest ever nominate him. Get inside the beat like I'm a surgeon, time to operate him. Cutting him again, my lyrics gonna blade him. With the skill up above every fucking body in the game, debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway, cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain, I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila, you bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed and killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run or you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch, I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch, invisible, I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal, I'm unforgivable, I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal, you never catch him digital. They got our radar ruler. Man, stop.
Magic keep, you know I'm bringing force like a mannequin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and bomb will be my witness. No heart like I'm harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murder raking with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shanakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Rayzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, monster. Shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made paid, I rave is. Glow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we can bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Start 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Wait till a fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, wait till a fire monster. Shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those to spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man, he hit for over 700 mil. Sean party with Layla App, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades, helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-Dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get it pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch, like a 10 neck.
Magic keep, you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest, from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this, more fusions. Welcome to Teleria, miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky, like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed, dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murder raking with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Rayzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST, you've got a cold heart. Yo, Smiley, come on, bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Wait till a fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, wait till a fire monster. Shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made like Ray Viz, explode like nitrate, my faith is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Star 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those to spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man, he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades, helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace here to dominate, I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon, time to operate. I'm cutting him again, my lips gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game, debilitating every rapper thinking they can denigrate him and make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it, but they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm an evil, I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila, you bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed and killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run or you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with edges invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. They got our radar ruler. Man, stop.
Keep you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and bomb will be my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil. One amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jetson. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my shadow kid. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3K subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raid Zillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frost Bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Knights of Teleria. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for spending this wonderful Sunday. Though it's a little rainy where I am, hopefully it's much shinier where you are. You got that nice Florida sun, maybe that nice Texas heat. But hey, it's going to be an interesting show today. We got to talk about a possible idea that I'm floating around for a Rework to Hydra Clash. And then we got to talk about Adelyns Hydra Smash. Now, these creators put in a lot of work with that. Some of them came out with some phenomenal scores. Some of them came out with some tough. But with that said, let me introduce my hosts with me today. And we're going to start off to my left first. The first one is going to be Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, Mr. Dabmaster, how are you?
We are doing great. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing just wonderful. Thank you for asking. Hey, how hot is it in Texas right now?
Actually, right now, currently, it's 89 degrees, but you can feel it. I walked outside yesterday and it was woof. We've had nothing but rain for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, I feel like. So there's still a lot of humidity in the air, which we don't normally get. So it's hot, but give it 2 weeks, it'll be 100 and it'll stay 100 for the next 90 days or something.
No, thank you. I pass on that.
But I will say I will not be on next week, so I'm announcing that because I will be at the beach, so in Texas. So we'll see how hot that is.
We will be having Ken. He is doing something on his channel real quick, and will be joining us probably in about 45 minutes or so. So when we take our little break, he'll be joining us. Right above me with the I don't know what he's sitting in, a fire behind him.
Oh, everything's just fine.
Okay, all right. We got Mr. Brunt Cat Herder. Brunt, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great. It was a lot of fun with the Adelyns challenge, and by fun I mean absolutely frustrating and hair tearing. But hey, we managed to do it. I was really shocked at who I ended up using, which was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be here.
Okay, all right. Oh, I am actually missing somebody on the screen. So while we get him going, let's go ahead to Mr. 4O. The first time on the channel. How are you doing, brother?
I am doing good, excited to be on here. First time, appreciate the invite. Appreciate being a part of this challenge. It was a lot of fun. I like making new champions and seeing what I can do out of them. Nice.
All right. In the, I guess the little sexy blue screen background right there, we got Mr. MXPJE who loves hooking up with the, bridesmaids. But how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing. Watched some UFC last night. Had fun doing your challenge. I think it went pretty well. Can't wait to see what everyone else got. And happy to be back.
All right. And right above that, we got Mr. Gestal Gaming. Gestal, how are you, brother?
Doing great, my friend. For the Georgid 15X, I pulled a Supreme Gaelic. I am 0 for 17 on Georgid events, pulling gold and not getting Georgid, man. He will never be in my account.
Is Gaelic new?
He is new, I'm not mad about it, but man, I need that George, bro. Give me that Georgie, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear for the primals that you managed to pull instead while you get I'm looking for Georgid and I got another mythic, it's just...
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Poor Gestal pulls 3 mythicals and can't get a Georgian. Poor Gestal. I'm sure, chat.
And has Mari Taurus and the other couple, yeah.
We're all hurting for him. We're all hurting for him. And last but not least, I finally, I don't know how I missed that, Stevie, but you should have told me.
We did.
Did you?
Yep.
In chat, or did you tell me now?
I told you in DM, I guess.
Yeah. I should probably do a little bit of better job doing that, reading that, right?
That's all right.
But
right.
Stevie, how are you, man?
I'm good, but I guess that's my punishment for screwing up the Adelyns challenge.
Oh,
so
yes.
there we go.
Yes. Don't
Because
be too much. Yeah.
disqualified before even starting, so it's okay. Instead of Python, I did use Alma, I think her name is. I mean,
yeah, we
she
have
was
a
almost
little bit
free.
of a screw up. Listen,
She was almost free. She was $20 if you're returning. You know what I mean? So it's not that bad. But yeah.
I guess what people should recognize and know is don't do Hydra at 2 a.m, right?
Yeah.
Just one of those things.
The sun is hot in Florida. It's about 97 today. So yeah.
Oh well, okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. No, thank you. You know what? Now that we're on the subject of weather, let me ask you guys the creator question of the week, which is going to be, what is your ideal temperature? What is like if you could live in a climate that is perfect for you year round, what would be the perfect climate? Let's go ahead and start with Mr. Gestal first.
I'm living in it, man. LA, bro, is the best climate on the planet. It's beautiful pretty much every day. I grew up in New Jersey, went to college in Virginia and Arizona, and I lived in Salt Lake City, Utah for a couple of years. So I've kind of felt them all out. This is the best place. It's amazing here.
Okay.
That's the only good thing about LA, though. The only good thing.
All right. Let's go to Mr. PJ next. What about you, brother?
I live in like New England now, so I like the seasons, but I hate the seasons are cool, but I hate the winter. So probably live in like San Diego, that's 75 every day and sunny. It's like the perfect weather. Also, can you check Discord chat real quick?
Yes.
But yeah, San Diego, 75 sunny.
Okay.
Can't beat that.
Okay. All right, let's go with 4-0.
Yeah, I'm in Texas, just like Zero, and it is hot, very hot. But I don't have the cold winter, which I probably would like even less. But ideal place I just love the Caribbean, love the ocean. Temperature's pretty much the same year round.
Okay.
That'd be what I'm looking for.
All right. Brunt, what about you, brother?
I enjoy the Four Seasons. I grew up in the Chicago area, and right now I'm up here in Minneapolis area, and they're honestly pretty similar. What I've actually found is that the winters are actually milder up here in Minneapolis, which seems really strange because most people will think, oh, Minneapolis, you're going to get tons of snow. Well, yes, but we're prepared for the snow, and then it gets so cold it doesn't snow anymore, but it's nice and cold, so it's still, keeps you cool, nice and easy to deal with. The summers don't seem to get too bad. My biggest complaint is probably the humidity up here is not great, and if I could live in a place that was slightly less humid overall, but still had all 4 seasons, I'd be happy.
Okay. Let's go with Zero next.
Yeah, so I grew up in the low country of South Carolina where the gnats are free to fly in your face. But it's extremely humid there. And then I lived 5 years in Boston, so I
Whoa. You lived in Boston and I'm just now finding out about this?
Yeah, for 5 years, from
Where?
2007 to 2012, right in Porter Square.
Oh, man.
Somerville, right there. And I took the train into Boston every day.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, you
all
from
right.
there?
Well, I live in New Hampshire.
Okay.
But I drive because my run for UPS is I go to the airport every single night. But
there you go.
I work in Burlington, Woburn area, and then I head into the airport. So, okay.
Logan.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I have a friend that has an island out in New Hampshire. Is my oldest kid now. I used to call it Hamster, but yeah, so I lived there from 7 to 12, and then relocated to the Dallas area, and in 2012.
Okay.
But that being said, my ideal temperature is I love fall, and I would say 65 to 70. Leaves starting to change a little bit. You don't have the pollen from the springtime temperatures, and yeah, that's the ideal. And of course, guests will appreciate this. That's also football season. So, like when football season starts, usually September, October. That's it. So let's go.
Okay. So as for me, my favorite ideal temperature and weather is probably, I hate anything over like 70. It's too hot. Way too hot for me. As a matter of fact,
Over 70?
Anything over 70. If I could keep the temperature between 50 to 70, it's ideal. I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's snowing, but between 50 to 70 is the ideal weather for me. I hate wearing long pants. I always wear shorts. It's too hot. When it becomes like 90 degrees outside, 95 degrees outside, I'm just like, no, I can't do it. I can't breathe. Partially, it's because I have asthma. And so with that, it absolutely destroys me. Breathing is hard, but it is definitely one of those things. All right, so with that said, we got Mr. Kenpachi that just joined us. So we're going to start talking about the Adelyns Hydra challenge. Now, while we do that, I think you think I need to move to Alaska, hot sauce, huh? All right. That might just be a little too cold for my wife. My wife likes the house at like 95 degrees, even when it's like 90 degrees outside. So yeah, we're totally different opposites. But while we get Ken on screen, let's go ahead and let's go through a couple of things on the Hydra challenge. Hopefully you guys enjoy this and are ready to see who won. All right, guys, so it's been 2 weeks since we started this Creator Clash. And again, before we go too far, just big shout out to Plarium, Banana Jam, Ace for helping us get this off the ground. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much. Now, this was a rough 2 weeks. I cannot lie. It was tough trying to come up with a team, tough trying to make Adelyns work. And I'm not gonna lie, like in the beginning, I felt like, oh man, this challenge has just become way too difficult. And I thought that, you know, maybe we bit off a little more than we can chew. But after putting her on the team, I realized that she was actually not as bad as I expected. Yes, we realized a couple of different things with her heal. Basically, it restores the HP and then destroys it afterwards. Even with the 5-star miracle heal, it still didn't work as expected. So we did feed that back to Plarium. Hopefully something gets done. Who knows? But overall, I think I dogged on Adelyns myself, maybe some of the other creators, a little too much. And I'm actually excited to show you guys what she did. So with that said, let's kind of review who entered into the competition, what were the challenges, and then finally, let's reveal who won. All right, so let's talk about who entered into the competition. Now, we had a lot of creators for this. Creators were allowed, both official and non-official, to enter into the competition. So starting from the top, we had Mr. MXPJE, we had Mr. Zero Brew, Storm Gaming, 4O, Mr. JR Star 3s, FinalKenpachi, Front Cat Herder, Gestal, and myself. This again was open to all official and non-official content creators, and I feel was a great way into kind of segmenting some recognition for non-official creators, even though, you know, it is what it is. But again, these guys put the effort in, did the job. It was definitely a lot of fun working with them, chatting with them, and I'm not gonna lie, there was just a little bit of complaining on some people's end. Okay, so the first part of the challenge was that they have to use Adelyns. Now, Adelyns seemed like a very underwhelming champion. Not much use, but, you know, after I used her, she definitely changed my mind. And I think if you build her the right way, and, you know, you don't really need to have the investment of the books, but she's definitely going to be able to do some things for your account. So with that said, Adelyns was the first part of the challenge. The next part was a little interesting. So they had to make sure that this was done on Nightmare. Nightmare is the hardest difficulty of Hydra. And, you know, yeah, could we have gone brutal? Could we have gone hard? Of course. But what kind of a challenge would it be if I let these guys just get off with a brutal team, right? Wouldn't it be fun? Would they have to think about too much? Because our gear, I mean, most of us have been playing for a while, so it's pretty ridiculous, right? And we could smash most of everything else, but this was to make sure that we were put in enough of a challenge. But was it enough? Maybe not, because I did think they needed to have a little more restrictions. So we made sure that they could not use any legendary champions that weren't given to you by either logins, fusions, or obtainable in some sort of way in the game without being pulled from the shard. So they could use Doom Tower champions, they could use champions from the arena shop, they could use fusions and logins. That's pretty much it. Doom Tower, if they had dupes and you could get them out of the shop for the token trader, they were up for grabs too. So if, you know, they I don't know. I think token trade is a whole different thing. But they had to use 2 epics as well. It's not as easy. It's not as a challenge if they can't use 2 epics, because then they just fill the team with legendaries. And, you know, it is what it is. We can easily one key, I think, at that point for the most of the creators, right? This does not mean, guys, that it's for the community. It's the creators that have been playing for a while that can do some pretty ridiculous things. And last but not least, I didn't want to cheese it, and I probably should have taken Wixwell out of the comp, but because he was fairly new and he is very intriguing to see how he works, I figured we'd use him. But there were some other restrictions that they couldn't use. So they couldn't use enemy max HP hitters. So no Royal Guards, no Newts, no Husks, none of that stuff. They could not use Ninja. Ninja is a very sore spot for a lot of people. And so with that, I didn't want to bring him in because a lot of people don't have him. Unfortunately, that's not a collaboration that's going to be coming back. And then last but not least, we're definitely not going to use the Shmel comp. We're definitely not going to be able to cheese the Spearhead. So they had to not use Inquisitor Shmel. They had to figure out a different way around the fear. I think the challenges here presented a pretty good restriction. We may have been a little too tough, but if you're free to play, this is a good baseline for you to kind of see what kind of a team you can build. So I'm definitely excited to show you guys who won, what they did. I can't wait for the collabs to come out and talk to them about what Adelyns actually did for their account. Was she used properly? How the builds were? And the overall census of how this challenge went. So with that said, let's get into who won. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to try to get everything figured out here. Didn't have the right background, but
no audio, or are you good now?
We're all good. I fixed the audio. I fixed everything. We're good. We're good. Now, before we go too far, let's ask Ken. Ken, how are you doing? What's your ideal weather for you to live in? And how was your week?
Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little bit late. I was a little bit busy. We was watching the Xbox showcase, so I'm here now. Thank you so much for having me again, like always. My week is good. I actually recently started Alan Wake 2. Was want to play that game very long time, but my problem is I don't like scary game because it scares me. Anyway, there's lots of jump scare warning.
Okay.
If you guys don't like this kind of stuff, it's okay. I'm enjoying that. On the raid side, I got a scam. I opened like 40 engine, 2 secret shard, no lightning again. It was a dry week. But I really enjoyed this update, man. Instead it's break the game. There is almost maintenance every single day.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the artifact preset. That's like probably the best update they ever did after the filter system. My favorite season, man. I know it's very hot, but like especially my room can reach 30 Celsius. My room.
30
If I don't,
Celsius, what's that? Like
open the air
90,
cooler.
96,
But I'm a summer boy.
97?
I'm a summer. I hate winter.
All right. All
I hate
right.
winter. I'm a summer boy. Doesn't matter how hot it is that I'm summer boy.
Okay. Okay.
Retweet.
Real quick, it's Dion RSL. Thank you very much for the follow. Sus, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate you. And it's Faded. Thank you very much for the follow. All right, so guys, it's time to find out how good everybody here is at Hydra. Who's actually good at being put under the stress of finding out, can they do Hydra? Can they max out? And guys, first, I mean, I said it in the video, but big shout out to Plarium for actually, you know, kind of sponsoring this and stepping behind it and saying, okay, we're gonna support all the creators in this, right? We're gonna support both the official, non-official creators. So big shout out to them. Now, we had Adelyns. I gotta ask you guys, was Adelyns a clutch, or was she just too hard for your account to be able to make this work? And I'm gonna start with PJ first.
I would definitely not say a clutch.
Can we say crutch?
Yeah, she was the thorn in your side. She was the Lego that you stepped on in the middle of the night. Yeah, she was not ideal. The only thing that I really used her for outside of, like, I had her in provoke set. I used her for the decreased attack for the Wrath head, and then also I had a lot of magic affinity, so I did it. I put the decreased attack on the fear head as well, so that helped just not hit as hard. But outside of that, healed a little bit with the A2, but yeah, she really didn't bring much overall. If you're looking to build like a super end game Hydra team.
Okay. Okay. Let's go with Gestal next.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Actually, it's awesome that a lot of people put in provoke. I did as well. I thought maybe that would be, you know, maybe she would help there a little bit because I mean her kit is 0 good for Hydra. If her A3 was an AOE, she actually would have been pretty good. I feel like for this, and I could have swapped some other things around if I had that AOE decreased speed. But it's single target, man. Like it's so rough. So I feel like that honestly, towards the end of the run, I feel like the heals are actually helping out the most. So I would say for the heals, she was pretty good. But other than that, she did nothing for me. The provoke set, I think, maybe provided 1 or 2 provokes. But I was running Molly, and Molly was handling the provokes no problem. So it was honestly a wasted set.
Okay.
So, timeout. Did you put Miracle Hill on her? Because she just destroyed my max HP every time she took a turn. And I was so pissed. And I was like, oh, well, I have to use Miracle Hill. But, yeah.
I don't remember what I put on her, honestly.
Okay.
I have to look.
Let's go to Mr. 4-0 next. What about you, man?
She was definitely not gonna make one of my normal teams, but I do think she was a little better than maybe PJ or Gestal were claiming. Yeah, I think she's usable, but then again, I'm real competitive and I try hard, so I booked her and everything. But
okay.
I put her in a curing set actually, and then I went all masteries for healing. I thought that was really going to be her main spot to shine, but actually it turned out to be her A3, and that decreased attack came in clutch, because Head of Torment and Head of Wrath were killing me. I thought the A3 decreased speed was going to be clutch against the Nex, but it ended up turning out it used decreased attack more often.
Okay. Okay. Ken, what about you?
What does clutch mean?
Clutch, that means like it came in like at a perfect time.
No,
like it was...
definitely not. She definitely not clutch. Well, yeah. Actually, I agree with the Gestal. I wish her decrease attack ability has AoE because it's a legendary champion, right? Like there is a like epic champion can do that, right? So anyway, I built her in the enough accuracy for the head of the Vrat, which is without decrease attack nightmare difficulty, it's a suicide, right? Like unless you have a Chris, which is you can pretty much kill the Chris as well, you know. It's so hard to defend that. But my Adelyns wasn't book, no masteries. So it's a 75% chance every 4 turn, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, her heal didn't help me more than Ugo. That for sure, Ugo helped me more actually.
Okay.
So I actually put her one of my fast gear with a decent survivability with enough accuracy. But yeah, end of the day, she was just wasting space there, man. That was a very tough challenge actually. Yeah, I mean, like I never see my account that struggling that much on the Hydra before. Like,
Okay. Okay. Let's go with Zero next.
Adelyns, you are gonna hold the vault right beside Pixel. That is where you belong after this challenge. Thank you, Plarium, for a free vault champion. We appreciate you. No, I kid. I mean, is she serviceable? Yeah. Will I ever use her again? Heck no. Heck no. Again, you have to put Miracle Hill on her just to make her valid in this fight. And yeah, I put the accuracy on to get the couple of debuffs out, but all I can say is, BLAZIN, you're not allowed to pick the next rules for the next challenge. If you do this ever again,
Did I make it too tough for you guys?
And I also want to say, I watched your video, so congratulations getting on with Ash. If y'all haven't seen, go check out
definitely.
BLAZIN's
Thank you.
YouTube
That's
Ash
awesome.
video. My jaw dropped when y'all went at it and you argued in favor of Adelyns. I was like, but then you did say you booked him, so maybe booked her. Maybe that made a difference. But woof, she is a crutch. 2 of them actually. I broke my foot trying to use her.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was actually we were talking off air with Ash, and he's like, "Listen, I don't mind arguments, like, you know, as long as they're." I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool." And we had, you know, we didn't share who our champ was going to be, and when he said Adelyns, I was like, "Oh, bro, no, I can't do this." Like, he's like, "Let's go." I was so yeah.
It was really good. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you.
Y'all were, yeah, it was a good conversation. He said it several times in the video. Like, I enjoy actually not agreeing all the time. So
Yeah, when you agree too much, it's just not fun. But
yeah.
Brunt, what about you, man?
As I described this in my video and during when I was streaming this, this was a Hydra team starring Adelyns, aka Adelyns happens to be in there, and you're doing whatever you can to deal with the crutch of her. And I mean, the heal was okay, and by okay, it, you know, yes, it ate your max HP, which really shouldn't the way it's described, but it does because you heal the max HP up and then you lose it again on the heal, so it doesn't really help with the max HP. But it's actually a decent-ish heal if she's chunky, so it's not that bad. The decreased defense and decreased attack, decreased speed was okay, but I didn't book her, so it was only a 75% on a 4 or 5 turn cooldown, which made it very unreliable. So for me, she was not particularly helpful. I didn't book her, I put her in provoke, and I also forgot to use her blessing, which was really dumb of me.
Okay.
Because honestly, I could have put in Brimstone with the 5-star soul, and that would have been actually useful and brought some ability. But I don't think that the fact that we have a 5-star soul for her makes her better than otherwise. It really needs to be, the A3 needs to be an AoE. I know I mentioned that to a couple other people as well too. That if that A3 was an AoE, this champion would have use for a lot of accounts early and mid game, and maybe even early late game accounts in certain situations. Without being AoE, she's just so niche outside of Sand Devil. It's just really hard to use her for anything.
Okay. Zero, what about you? Oh wait, did I just ask you?
Did me.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Stevie, what about you?
Yeah, she's absolutely terrible. I think I had her in bolster, so she was healing. I didn't have any issues with her. She was actually the second. She dealt the second most damage on the team that I was running.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the team is disqualified. She's not terrible, but not for my account, and not for many accounts probably. I mean, I had her fast. She was doing some healing and stuff like that, but yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So as for myself, like I said in the video, I was surprised. I thought she was really gonna hinder my account, but definitely came in clutch quite a few times using her with the decreased attack, the decreased speed, and the heal. Even though when the Head of Decay is out, was actually really strong. Like it kept my team alive a lot of the times where I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna lose somebody, and that heal came up just at the perfect time to keep me alive. But
You book her, right?
I did book her. I did book her.
Okay.
All right, so let's go through. These are all the creators that joined, right? We do have one person that got disqualified, but we'll get into that for just a second. We did make sure that we have to use Adelyns, okay? Difficulty was going to be nightmare. I wanted to make sure that these guys had a big challenge because, you know, some of them are a little too pay to win. Restrictions, extra restrictions. Now, let me ask you guys, did you think that these restrictions right here were too harsh? Should I have allowed more to get through? Let's go with Ken first.
I mean, not really, man. I mean, it is very hard, obviously, but it was a nice challenge, you know. If you really want a challenge, like if you want to call that challenge, I think that was okay. It was hard for me, but it doesn't mean it has to be hard for everybody. Like, for example, like you're allowed to shop purchase champion, right? For example, Maoli. Obviously, I'm not sacrifice my legendary champion for her, but you know, like if you guys have a already do it, you know, Maoli is decent champion. Like she can help a lot to actually this rotation. I mean, this challenge.
Okay.
Sadly, yeah, I wasn't ever, so.
All right, chat. Do you guys think that these restrictions would be too harsh for anybody? Let's go with Brunt. What about you? Did you think that these were too harsh?
I think the only thing that I think you were too harsh with is when you said no max HP champions. Husk is a champion that,
Yeah.
if I could have brought Husk, it would have solved a lot of issues that I was having. Not because of just the max HP, all that would have been damage, but that also would have been, I could run with him in as the provoker, and then I could have brought other champions instead.
Okay.
And I don't think that a 10% single max HP on a 4-turn cooldown, which is the case of both him and Royal Guard, really would have been that big of an issue. I do understand why Newt was, you know, Newt brings so much to Hydra in general, and the triple max HP hit makes some things very trivial. So I totally get why Newt was a no-go, but I think Husk and Royal Guard should have been fine because I don't think the 10% max HP was that big of a problem.
Okay. I know somebody right now is freaking out because you said Husk, and shout out to Bob right now. He loves Husk, right, Bob? You love Husk. Okay. Let's see. 4. What about you, man? What did you think? Were these restrictions too tough on you?
I feel like I'm going against the grain with these questions, but I think it was really good because it set up a level playing field. You know, if we all got Husk, if we all got Royal Guard, we picked them, it's still a level playing field. So I haven't been in any other competition, but if it was something like only Void Legos, you know, then it becomes a pay to win competition, where this one, we all got these champions. So it's not about how high you could score, it's just about, can you run faster than the other person if the bear's chasing you?
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
A whole bit faster. Yeah, I liked them. I didn't really see any issues with any of it. You know, that's what makes these fun. All the challenges having weird restrictions to get through content that you normally wouldn't use certain champs on and stuff. So I enjoyed it. I didn't think anything was too bad. I didn't, I guess, necessarily think Shamel should have been taken out of there. He is a little OP, but
I don't have him. I'm okay with that.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I guess because he's a void epic. Okay.
Okay.
And not everybody has him. That makes sense then.
Okay. PJ, what about you? Was it too difficult? Were these restrictions too difficult for you?
No, I think it was a good challenge. I think it's supposed to be a challenge. And this isn't like open. This wasn't open to like the public. This was open to. I mean, open to the public, but open to CCs. Most people are late end game, so it's like, we have all these champions. Like Foro said, it's like an even playing field. And yeah, I thought it was a good challenge. I liked the couple epics. I liked that you could use anyone from the game that you could get from the game. And yeah, I think it went well.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Zero next. Zero, what about you? Do you think it was too challenging for you with these restrictions?
Yeah, Adelyns sucks. No, I think kudos to you for kind of setting up the rules to kind of even the playing field. I think the way you did it was perfect. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but this happened right at the rotation, right? So we had maybe the week before was rotation 2 and rotation 3. I think rotation 3 is a little bit harder.
I thought it was the same rotation both weeks, actually.
Oh, it was? Okay.
It was, yes.
Okay. All right. Either way, I was trying to make an excuse for my terrible score, but that didn't work out. But no, I think it was good. I think where the challenge was I really did feel like Adelyns was like taking up a slot, use a slot, and it sounds like you booked her and the heals were coming in clutch, and then like the heals weren't there if you didn't book her, and it made it really hard with your 3 legendary slots. Of course, with the 2 epics, but the 3 legendary slots to kind of fit in what you kind of needed between what was left of the 5. I think it was a really good challenge. I think you did a really good job on that per se, but it was quite difficult.
Okay. Storm, what about you, man?
No, I'm okay. Like everybody's saying, man, a challenge is a challenge. It's not a challenge if if you have everything to your disposal. I'm good with whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right, chat, let me ask you guys, who out of everybody here do you think actually won? Who do you think will be named the #1 Hydra Master out of this challenge? Because I think you're going to be shocked at what is going on. So let's go ahead and let's start off on the only reason this one was disqualified is because he used Elva. And from this, we take one thing, guys. Do not, I repeat, do not try to do Hydra at 2 in the morning. But overall, I think this was a pretty good team. He meant to put in Python, but tell us a little bit about the composition. What made you think about using the double emic?
I just wanted to continuous constant taunt so I don't get eaten and Geo could just do his damage, man. And he did by the looks of it. It's just yeah.
Okay.
Elva.
I'm not gonna lie here. 6.7 million damage.
Like I said, she's the second
Adelyns.
right on the team.
That's pretty interesting here. I gotta say, I would never have expected that. But yeah, it was that's interesting. So yeah, take that away, guys. Don't do Hydra at 2 a.m. in the morning. All right, so next one, who I guess we could say gave a valid effort, was Mr. Zero Brew, coming in at 20.9 million damage.
That's so bad. Thanks for getting yourself disqualified. So that wasn't absolute last. I appreciate that. You're looking out.
But he came in with Whisper, Frenzy, Lydia, Mithrala, and Uko. So give me a little bit about your thoughts here. What were you thinking when you built this team?
Yeah, it was bad. So the thought process was, again, Adelyns, count that out, right? So you're kind of looking at a 5v4. So my thought process was bring Whisper in for the big hit and use your epic slot for that. And then, of course, use Mithrala and Lydia to kind of set that up. Uko's there for the revive and the block and the cleanse, the block debuffs. He's my only reviver that I could slot into this slot. And then actually we went back and forth with Frenzy. I did try like Lady Mikage and what's her face, Oboro, and that works out kind of well too. And Herndig could fit in the slot to kind of do the Lydia piece, but I felt like Lydia kind of did it better because she could do the defense down and the provoke, or excuse me, the weekend at the same time. So that's what we went with. And Frenzy, and I hadn't kind of chat suggested Frenzy because Frenzy brings a provoke. Frenzy also brings HP burn, and actually hits pretty hard. And Insti also is a HP burn activator. So again, you get the hexes out there, the burns, provoke. It kind of works. Then again, it kind of doesn't work. So, but what's funny is you can see my 2 epics did the most damage. So there you go.
Okay. All right. So chat here. No, Bronco did not want to come in because he's just been kind of busy with the test service stuff. He really did want to join us, but he was also going to use the Wixwell comp, and he's like, I don't want to cheese it. But I will say, we didn't have anybody cheese comp with the Wixwell comp, so that was actually kind of good. All right, so let's see here. We got Ken, who Wishmaster says is going to win. Sauce says it's going to be PJ. Let's see, what else do we got here? It looks like people are pushing for PJ. Okay, all right. Let's see here.
I don't know. You guys got some good teams, I think.
Next place comes to Mr. JR Star 3, who used Wixwell, Artak, Geomancer, Ugo, and Mithrala. He did 28.5 million. He's not here right now, but I'm interested to find out what exactly he was thinking with the team. It seems pretty typical of what we would have, and it looks like almost everybody here has a +2 Geomancer, so I think almost everybody used them. But I like the fact that he brought Artak in for the decreased attack and the HP burn activation, Ugo with the block debuff. So overall, not a bad team. I'm loving it. I think it was definitely a valid attempt. And I don't think I could change anything from this. So, all right. Next up is Mr. FinalKenpachi, who came in with Varl, Vizix, Ugo, a +2 Geomancer, Adelyns, and he used Lady Mikage. So, Ken, talk to us about the team, brother.
Bro, like, I give them my best gear. Like, you have no idea. Like, this Geomancer reflex gear, guys, like, over, like, 320 speed, maybe? I should actually end of the video, but... Yeah, like, and reflex accessory as well, you know, like, Mikage, obviously, Arena build already, like, super good, you know. Same for Oga, reflex set. I give the VAR kind of my best DPS gear as well, but obviously he's 1-star on him, so it's kind of limit him. And the V6, man, I try to build like 70,000 HP, 4k defense. That's the stat actually I recommended people for the like brutal, maybe hard difficulty, not for nightmare. And yeah, she wasn't doing well, you know, because so the reason I used the V6 stat, she will decrease speed debuff at the same time provoke debuff, right? But her decrease speed debuff at the same time give you ally protection buff, which means she's absorbing the damage. So she need to be super tanky for that. I got a lot of struggle. They are very close to die, especially while I was actually tried it a couple of times, and before that run started, I actually switched his ring, attack ring, to the defense ring to keep him alive. Because it was my biggest challenge was keeping my team alive. And yeah, that was super difficult for me, not gonna lie.
Okay.
I give the Adelyns 5-star Brimstone. I think that's gonna be best for that. You know, like, and she did some damage because of the Brimstone. She don't have any masteries or the book, so yeah, that's the best I can do.
All right, so 6th place we got Ken. All right, 5th place, let's go. We got Mr. Brunt Cat Herder.
Wow,
Brunt. Now we had a chat about Adelyns quite a bit back and forth.
Oh yeah,
you were not happy. You were like, "This sucks." This. Talk to me about the team.
And I spent I mean, I spent several hours working on a team and then went live and spent 3 hours with my chat going over a team. And originally the team I was looking at was very different. I originally had Mikage and a Boro, and I figured I'd try to abuse a Boro with Mikage and the A1. And the problem is I couldn't get enough debuffs to actually make a Boro go off well, combined with the fact that my Aboro had no blessing of any kind. So despite the fact that I actually had her in 9-piece Slayer, I just couldn't do any damage with her in the first place. So we were fooling around with some stuff, and I think it was Silent Knights suggested Geomancer, and then we were just throwing random stuff out there, listing random champions, and somebody threw Rhodos out there and said, "Hey, my Rhodos is kind of cool. Maybe I'll give that a try as a last resort once I get another team going." So I think the previous best run I'd had before this was maybe slower than Zero's was as far as damage is concerned. And this was my first run with Rhodos, and I just said, screw it, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
And yeah, okay, apparently I did have the blessing on Adelyns. I didn't think I had the blessing on Adelyns. It didn't feel like I had a blessing on Adelyns, even though apparently I did. Because her heal she still lost too much max HP with her heal, even though she was constantly giving back, which means Miracle Heal doesn't work properly in Hydra. Which is annoying because Miracle Heal is designed for Hydra, so they need to fix that.
Yeah, and I did feed that back to Plarium, by the way, too, after you mentioned that to me.
But Molly and Estrid were a great combination because Molly's constantly boosting extra turn meter. My Ostrid was, I think she was like 280 in reflex gear, so she was getting. I was getting cases where she would do her A3, get an extra turn. Her A3 would have reset on the extra turn because I had other steer that was resetting her. So I'd do it again. I think I sometimes did her A3 3 or 4 times in a row before I went to her A2. And then I'd get an extra turn with her as well. And then her A3 would be reset again. So it was really weird sometimes. But you can see all the healing that she did just based off of her passive mostly.
Okay.
And then Rhodos was basically a matter of I got sick of DPSs that I couldn't keep alive, so here's my 60k starting HP Rhodos. Let's go.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Sure.
On the mechanic for the Miracle Heal, is it she heals and then you get the max HP back right then, but then it kicks in the max HP destroy after the heal pops off? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. And the way hers works is even worse because she repairs the max HP.
Yeah.
Then she does the heal. Then the max HP repairs again from Miracle Heal, and then the Hydra takes away all the stuff that just got repaired.
Yeah. That was the frustrating part. I was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah.
I mean, it was still a decent heal, and you can see she healed herself. She was, just below Ugo, but I saved her heal, and she wasn't booked where Ugo was, so there's some level of that. So, and then Rhodos looks like he healed himself a lot, but that's all from his A2.
Right. Okay, so we've got 4 creators left right now. We've got Gestal, myself, we've got PJ, and 4. So, question again, guys. Chat, who do you think is going to come up victorious for this? There's only 4 choices here. Go ahead, Zero.
I don't even know what to say. I heard 4-0 saying he liked the challenge and went ham. So I don't know. I'm looking at him over here on stream. I'm watching his facial expressions. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you, as of right now, I'm the only one that knows who won, and I can tell you it's spicy. It's spicy. All right. Let's go. In 4th place comes myself, and
very close.
Yeah, 90.5 million. I came with Doom Priest. Basically, kind of had my thought about I need somebody to cleanse the Fearhead because I don't have it. I need the poisons. So I brought Doom Priest in at like 280, 290 speed, tanky, trying to make sure that was done. I brought in Lady Mikage just in case I get some of the buff strips off. And then Adelyns actually kind of was like really clutch on the healing, guys. Like it was, you see here, 4.1 heals. I was really surprised at how much I really needed that decreased attack and the decreased speed quite a bit, especially on the Head of Wrath, and it goes right through the Poison Cloud. So it was definitely something I wasn't expecting. Rathalos Blademaster, man, I will tell you, if it wasn't for that Rathalos tracker, and shout out to Yannick who designed it, it makes things so much easier trying to keep track of when to use the A2 properly. I had to use it because it was just so much. My Artak, I had to rebuild in a curse set because everything is AoE on him. So putting him in a curse set was actually a great idea. And then Ugo came in as the block debuffs, solid overall. I think I had it built with like 100 crit rate, so not bad. I was definitely hoping for a lot more damage, but all right. So now we got 3 left. Gestal, let me ask you, what do you think you landed on this?
I guess next.
Okay. All right. 4-0, what do you think you landed on this?
I don't know. I'm just excited to be top 3.
Okay.
Fair enough.
DJ, what about you?
Second or first?
Second or first? Okay.
DJ, let's go.
DJ's like, I'm all in this. All right, so number 3 in the Hydra Adelyns Smash Challenge is Mr. Gestal Gaming at 123.8 million.
Good job,
That
guys.
team looks familiar.
Nice.
I was gonna say. I was like, damn, Brought ran the same exact thing.
All right. Talk to us about the team there, Mr. Gestal.
Yeah, Estrid was in my curse set, my fast curse set, so I was getting the hex out a lot. That's where her damage came from. You know, the most annoying thing was when either Rotos or Geo got eaten and then trying to get them out. And trying to keep I actually really didn't have too much of a problem keeping anyone alive. I don't even think Molly used her revive, to be honest. And I had Molly fast enough where, like, she'd get a 2-turn provoke and she'd be sitting there doing nothing. So Adelyns and the provokes that really brought nothing. She did some decent healing. But yeah, man. Ugo, Ugo is Ugo, does great work. Brought some healing as well, and the cleanses were big, getting the fears off, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I will say on my Adelyns, I actually put her in a Guardian set because I did not have anybody to keep me alive. So the Guardian set gave her the healing back and gave me a little bit of an ally protection for my Rathalos. So, all right, guys, we got 2 left. Who is going to be number 1? And I will say this was actually very, very close. And again, the 2 people that are at the top of this are both non-official creators, and they would not be able to partake in this event any other time. So again, I'm glad that you 2 were both here. Thank you. Thank you for joining in this event. And in number 2, are we ready, chat? Are we good? Let's go. Drum roll, please. Mr. PJE at 191.3.
Wow.
That's awesome, man.
That.
Look at 4. Let's go, baby.
Nice work, guys.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting team here. I actually myself played with Islin. And talk to me about the team. You didn't even have Adelyns at a full level 60, man. What was up with that?
No masteries, no books.
How did you keep her alive then?
So yeah, Islin with the ally protection was pretty big. Her healing a little bit, increased defense. So we went Nuke Mithrala. She's in like lethal.
Ooh, okay.
43 milli.
Yeah. Then Razzlevarg, his damage is cut off, but he did 50 or something. I'm not sure exactly how much he did. Ugo, she's an Affinity Breaker. You only needed this rotation, but for the other rotations where it's a lot of force, it's really nice. Geo's in Reflex, really fast. Adelyns is in Provoke. And then Islin's also really fast. And yeah, Razzlevar's in Savage. And just I manualed it pretty much the whole key. Adelyns did come in clutch a little bit with her provoke at times where I could then let Islin either like A2 for the decreased speed, that was really nice, or like A3 with the ally protection. Adelyns was also there mostly, or she was used for the decreased attack on the True Fear head and the Wrath head mostly, because those are be smacking, and I had a lot of magic, so the True Fear head was 4, so bad affinity. Yeah, I would have loved to use a Molly, but I don't have Molly. She would have.
You didn't want to
probably
trade
changed
the token
things up.
trader?
No.
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 She's not worth 6
But,
legendaries?
Yeah, no, not worth it. Island was probably the last person I put in here. Didn't know who I wanted to use the last spot, and I needed some type of like more survivability, also provoke, and he kind of really just filled the role really nicely with and his provoke is pretty consistent with the A1. A few times he didn't land it, but overall it went pretty smoothly.
Okay. All right. And yeah, as you guys guessed, in first place, Mr.
GGs.
4 at 215 million.
Nice work, man. Wow.
Are you guys watching
Ultimate
this?
Gaelic?
Ultimate Gaelic.
Gaelic,
Ultimate
Wow.
Gaelic. I
Crushing
was
around.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, let's go. So 4-0, first of all, congratulations, brother. I know
Congrats.
I pushed you because you were like, I might not have enough time. And I was like, no, I'm expecting big things out of you. Let's go. Let's do this. Did I add too much pressure to you, man?
It was more of an influence than pressure because, I messed up last week where I was trying a bunch of different teams and I palmed my iPad and kept key at 4 million. So I was like, I wasted a whole week. Now I can't even test things. But no, you mentioned something to me. It was just like, I guess I'll try.
Okay.
But it's hard. Like I said, once I got into it, I'm pretty competitive. And it was probably the booking that got me over the top of you, PJ.
Okay. Talk to us about the team.
GGs.
Ultimate Gaelic. What brought him in?
Well, I didn't really know much about him because I didn't use him during the Spider era where he was good, but I had to use him in some of the Cursed City, and I was pretty surprised with him in that area. So I was like, hey, I didn't really have a burn at the time. Drexstar wasn't on my team, so I was thinking he's going to be damaged plus helpful with Head of Blight.
Okay. And you used Drexstar, I see here. What was the build on Drexstar?
Drexstar was in Relentless. He was my provoke champion. I built in 270 speed, and I just need to get him to go around as many times as he could, try to get that provoke off before Head of Decay could do anything.
Okay. Varl did 17 million healing. How did that happen?
Varl did? Oh, he heals himself on his... Let's see, what skill is it?
Is it the A2? I haven't really messed with him too much.
Yeah, one of his skills heals himself, though. Yeah.
It's his A1.
Okay.
A1 heals himself.
Okay. And then you got Estrid, solid 33 million damage. And...
Yeah, I had her in Curse Gear.
Okay. Okay.
I thought she was getting that.
And talk to us about your Adelyns. What did you build it with? What did you do with her?
Mentioned her briefly, but I did think of some other things. In the curing set plus the healing masteries. But I put her in Chainbreaker Blessing, which gave me a chance to get out of that fear from Headed Torment. And over a long fight, it really worked a lot. But the other thing that was really helpful was the aura. 60 accuracy in all battles, so that really gave me a lot more room to squeeze in other stats with my other champions.
Okay. All right. Now, I will say everybody's video will be uploaded up to the playlist. Some creators here don't have a YouTube channel, so I have to put that video up myself. So I want to edit it, make sure there's no music that's copyrighted or anything. So expect those videos. Some of them are already on there right now, but I will put the rest of them on there this probably tomorrow. But I just got to say, I'm shocked at 215 million. I was like, until yours came in, I think Gestal was #1, and I was like, I gotta fight for Gestal. I gotta go after him. And then I saw yours and PJ's, and I was like, nope, it's not. I'm too. Now, how long did you guys spend, theory crafting, doing the teams? How many runs did you guys do? 0?
Yeah, I mean, I've easily spent 10 to 15 hours on this. I know my results don't look like I did at all. I have learned now I need to build out my Varl. I just recently got him, or I don't even know if I pulled him yet, but I guess we need to start doing Varl. Geez. But yeah, about 10 to 15 hours. I think it was cool because it did come at the time where we could do the free gear cleanse, but I was running out of time with the free gear cleanse to try to squeeze it in without having to waste the silver or whatnot. Which again, not a waste, but you know what I mean, right? I think now if you were to do this again, say in a month or two, I think it'd be a little bit easier with the gear sets. I think that was my other problem is I don't think I went ham enough on re-gearing the champions I was using. I was just using the gear that I had on them versus re-gearing all of them and just gearing Adelyns and the other. So I think now that we can easily put that gear that we keep on them back on, I think that would put the best on them. Strip your best champions. I think it'd be a little bit easier. I'll go forward. But yeah, 10 or 15 hours for those measly under 21 million results is embarrassing. But,
Okay.
the struggle was real.
All right. PJ, what about you, man?
I was kind of theory crafting throughout my streams a little bit, and then as far as running the actual team, I ran it once. I got like 130 something, and then the next day I decided to run it again, and I got the one that I submitted, the 190. So I ran it twice, and maybe I don't know, like an hour of theory crafting. So it really didn't take me too long.
Okay. All right. So you didn't spend the 15 hours that Zero did. All
No,
right.
sorry.
So when I need Hydra help, when you guys need Hydra help, you know who to go to.
Yeah, I like Hydra.
Not to go to.
Yeah, I like big fan.
Gestal, what about you, man?
Yeah, I spent the only time I really play Raid, other than when it's like kind of auto running, is when I stream. So I spent a good hour and a half kind of theory crafting on stream and trying a couple different comps, just like testing them out. And then the actual run took me a good 90 minutes. So yeah, probably 2.5, 3 hours, probably.
Okay. Foro, what about you? How long did you spend on this?
A lot of time. I was much more in the 15-hour range. I was streaming.
Your
my
run alone was like 1 hour and 45 minutes. So
yeah, it was a long run. I definitely manualed it. But I was streaming last night. I was a 2 a.m. submission as well. But I was streaming last night a bunch of attempts, and I just kept resetting. I probably spent 3 hours, 4 hours just streaming, and then I was like, y'all, forget this. And then as soon as I ended the stream, I had the run I kept.
okay. Let's go with Ken next. What about you, man?
I think around like 2 hours. I actually was thinking about the team. I used it a while ago. Like when you announced it, like I was looking my champion, and I think we should go for that. But I actually tried it multiple times, man. Like we have no idea. Like I wasn't expecting they're gonna die that easily. Like yeah, even on my the key I keep, VAR is die like 20 turn ago, 50 turn ago, 70 turn ago, something like that. Can't really remember, but he died like maybe 5 minutes ago. Anyway, and the run didn't take that long. I think it take like 30 minutes. Obviously, I did manual, but still, yeah, I think I used some wrong stuff there. V6 was probably not good idea. But yeah, good job, guys. Like they are crazy good damage.
Okay. Listen, Plarium, I know you're watching this because you got to see the results and stuff. So Ken has a little bit of a question to ask you. Can we get a Krisk reskinned as a fusion? Make him
like
an epic champion, really easy for us to get, but with legendary stats, just so that the
I
next
thought he
time...
was fusion. Like I thought he was.
Island's kind of like Krisk.
Yeah, I will say Island.
I skip him, man,
out.
because I have a Krisk.
Yeah, see, that's what happens.
Come on.
All right, Brunt, what about you, man? How long did you spend on this?
Like I said, I spent 7 I was doing other stuff too. Like I spent 7 and 8 hours pure theory crafting, but it would be like I'd be thinking about it while doing something else and say, hey, I got to look at that and write down some notes and then start doing. I had spreadsheets where I was literally counting how many blessings and debuffs and whatever else I had because I was trying to get a Boro working for a while. And then, the Twitch stream stuff. The only regret I really have is I really think I should have this week rerun it because I ran it last week, Wednesday. And I was just so excited about it too. I think I may have actually mentioned I used Rotos and Gestal streams, so shame on you for stealing them. I mean it's fine. I didn't know if anyone else would do it. Plus, I think a lot of the reason that Rotos even worked was because of the comp that I had around him as well. And it's kind of funny that Gestal and I ended up coming up with the same comp, but you know, and that's really all about what it is, and that's part of why the Adelyns stuff is a challenge with this too. Is there's no champion that really is in a vacuum, drop it in, and you succeed at Hydra. You need other things around them to make them succeed. You know, that's why Ultimate Gallic, people are going to say, oh, I can use Ultimate Gallic in Hydra, and then they're going to use them, and they're going to wonder why they don't get what 4-0's got, because they don't have the other champions around him to make him work, combined with the gear in some cases, probably, because I'm sure his gear is pretty great.
And the blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blessing's huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do want to say that on 4-0's video, he does have a YouTube channel, which, by the way, if you wouldn't mind dropping it in chat, brother, he goes into depth about everything he's doing at that point in time. And I think he does like it's like a 2-hour video, guys. I'm not going to lie. But he did a really good job of breaking everything down, why he's using, what he's using, and what he's doing at that point in time. So I do think if you're looking on learning Hydra, it's a great video to watch. It, you know, even if you played at, 1.5 speed, it's still gonna take you a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth a watch, because I did watch the whole video.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, appreciate it. Also, make sure you guys go follow him over on YouTube as well too, right? Give him that sub, give him that follow, because he deserves it, man, for this. Now, Mr. Steve Storm, what about you, man? How long did you spend doing this? You're muted.
Thank you. How long was that run? 40 minutes and 31 seconds? Yeah, that was that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was late at night. So I just needed to scramble something up. But I will redo it just for myself to see what I can do, like really can do when I'm manually. Because I think the last 10, 15 minutes was auto too. I think I actually fell asleep.
Okay. All right. So
don't drink in Hydra.
4-0, Gestal, and PJ are going to be doing some giveaways on their channels. Make sure that you guys are definitely following them, watching them, because they're going to be giving away some juicy stuff. 4-0 is going to be giving away 3 monthly gem packs, right? So 3 of his viewers are going to be able to get a free monthly gem pack.
That's awesome.
PJ is going to be giving away 3 lots of 540 gems and 1 ancient shard. And Gestal is going to be giving away 2 lots of 540 gems and 1 ancient shard. So, congratulations to you guys. Again, we had a lot of other creators that came in and kind of halfway through were like, dude, you made this challenge way too hard. And I kind of felt like that for myself, because I did spend, I want to say, like 3 days of just trying to do the runs, failing, trying to, like, I think the run I ended up on was probably my highest. And at some point I was like, shit, I made the run too hard. I made this challenge too hard. But I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely think it was a lot of fun. And I
have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think it would have been better if it was on a lower difficulty?
So I thought about that. The lower difficulty would have just allowed us to
I know the Wixwell Yannicka comp, you didn't want that.
Yeah, the lower difficulties would have just given us a lot easier to smash through the heads. And that's what I was not wanting to happen, right? Because obviously most of us here are pretty much pay to win. Even Ken, who's been playing for so long, is kind of pay to win, even though he's free to play, because he has gear that, has been acquired over 5 years or 4.5 years. So it's definitely one of those things where I was like, if we did a lower tier, it'd make it a little too easy to take down those Hydra heads. So,
just throwing that out there.
No, I know. And I thought about that too. I was like, maybe we could have, but I think it made it challenging enough with what we had.
I'd rather be challenge.
Yeah. And I think it was good. Chat can let us know who, if anybody, do you think, well, I guess chat can let us know how challenging it was. You know, would they want to be challenged like that? Because we are going to be doing a community challenge soon. That's going to be based for with help from the creators. You can pick your creator and get some help. Challenge the creator.
Don't pick me.
And the community is going to have to do some runs on their own with help from the creator. Like the creator will be able to suggest, work with them, do some work on the account if they really want to. But we'll reveal that in a little bit of time. We've got some time. I still got to get those finals rules ready because I need to make sure that it's going to be accessible for a lot of the player base. So no, let's not all pick me there, Tiger Blood. Please. But all right. So again, congratulations to Foro, PJ, and Gestal. You guys were phenomenal. You know, it's been a while since we did this, so I'm glad that we got it again. I'm glad that you guys were able to enter in on this competition. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think that we were gonna be able to get such high scores, like the 215 million that you did for. I was
Amazing.
like, oh my God. Like when I saw that, I was like, yep, nope, I'm done. I can't do this. No matter how hard I go with my gear and everything, it was just amazing. So congratulations to you, brother.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's talk a little bit about Hydra Clash now. TELERIA has said that we're going to start getting participation rewards. And I want to really kind of home in on this because with the whole Hydra thing, trying, you know, people, because it's basically the only end game stuff we have left, right? They need to do something on this, right? And I feel like just doing a participation reward is not the key. It's not the answer to it. Now, what do you guys think if they restructured Hydra Clash into more of a clan versus clan clash where depending on the team or depending on, you know, the damage done, there's scales and stuff, basically have a 1v1 team where everybody's fighting for the accessories and players can earn rewards based on the damage that is done on their accounts based on the tiers that they fit in, because we do have a lot of people that, you know, my ult account, for example, it can only do like 2-3 million damage. It can qualify to do Hydra, but it gets nothing, right? So let's go ahead and start off with Zero first. Do you think that a Hydra, or not a Hydra, a clan versus clan style would work for Hydra Clash?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not pulling out my elephant for this stream, but I think TELERIA needs to fix some of the cheese comps, and I know that they've already said they're not doing certain things, but I think it's really difficult when one or two people can put up more damage than the entire rest of the clan, right? Like, for example, see Marauders at the top right there, using your example. One dude might have put up 40 billion, where the rest of the other clan did 15 billion to combine. I don't know that. Yes, 32 billion. Perfect example. There you go. 32 billion right there. One person was able to put that up. And that's more than double what third place did as far as a clan. So I think that kind of needs to be addressed. More of a CVC style. I don't know. I kind of like the 5-team situation, and I hear what you're saying. You know, participation reward. But I do think if you're always on the lower end of that, or it kind of forces people to want to leave their clan. I know there was some chatter off stream for that too, and I don't think. I would love for them to just revamp clans to begin with. I think it needs to be more of a community-based thing. And I don't think there should be a mode in the game that forces you, if you don't get the results that you need to progress your account, because that's what they've done, to make you want to, go to a more successful clan or be in a clan that has, Grandpa 30 billion over there by himself. So I don't know. I just threw a whole bunch of stuff at the wall for you. I don't even know if I even answered your question.
Okay,
But,
so you don't think that doing like a 1v1 with different tiers, so, tier 1 clan, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, based off what you can do? Because again, I think, I don't know, because I feel like the participation rewards are going to probably be kind of crappy. And this way, if the matchmaking system stays as it currently is, you're only going to be able to do so much, right? Because the top clans are usually in CVC going after the top, 100 clans. So I feel like the top 5% is pretty much going to be in their own league and they're going to have to fight it. But at least this way, they're earning something up to that point.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the other thing that our clan is doing is we're intentionally cheesing it, right? So like we find out a comp like this early on, we'll just say, hey, we're gonna lose this week and drop down to try to game the ranking system, and then we'll go 2 or 3 and get first, second place, and then we'll tank again. So again, manipulating the way the system's set up. I don't know. I mean, I could be if you laid out a good model for it and there isn't as much cheesing. I'll be in support for it, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm curious to see how this team right here works because,
Mine is ridiculous, man.
I don't know how this works. To be quite honest,
They get so many turns. It's Fina's ridiculous. I've used her before.
Fina.
Okay.
Well, Fina resets. I think she resets. Yeah.
It gets and he's got it with the 4 unity. So
And that's a good
then
example.
Trunda just
Like people saying, "Oh, Yumiko needs to," like it's a Yumiko problem. It's not.
It's a
necessarily
Trunda
It's a
problem.
Trunda problem, yeah. Okay. All right, PJ, what about you, man? Do you think a CVC style Hydra clash would work?
CVC style Hydra clash. I mean, it could work. I think I like the way that it is now. If they could fix a few things. Also, like if people are starting to do more Trunda, or I know people are starting to do more Yannicka comps now. Like they'll eventually like move out of your bracket. Like if you stayed not doing them and they continue doing them, like in like a few weeks they'll move up to higher stages, so you won't see them as much, as long as you don't.
But I feel like, back to my point about early game accounts, they qualify for Hydra at level 50. And they could be in a clan that is active enough to qualify, but don't really get to do anything because they can't even put the 1 key damage up.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother issue. I mean, I mentioned that like in another stream, but yeah, they need to lower the point requirement or have like no point requirement for the end. So doesn't matter what damage, even the new Hydra clash people can get rewards. But also you have to remember, like if you do give early to new clans protection and stone skin accessories, like it's going to be flooded in low end arena now with tons of stone skin and protection even more, which is like, is that what we want? Like early bronze, silver to be even more stone skin?
Have you been down there lately? It's still pretty toxic over in like silver 1 and gold 1.
So imagine with them having more stone skin.
I mean, yeah, I get your point. I get your point, but it's still pretty toxic down there.
Well, that's another issue with the raid just having like Kraken accounts just like fall off and not like remove them. They're inactive and they're just sitting there with fat ass defenses and you can't
They do remove them now. The problem is a lot of these Kraken accounts are active just enough to kind of hang around in weirder spots.
Yeah.
Just for example, I'm actually struggling to get back up into Gold 3 tag. And I mean, you've seen me in my account. I should be easily in Gold 3, if not Gold 4 tag. But I'm struggling to beat defenses in Gold 2.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's also a big issue. I mean, maybe if you could only see people that are like within a certain PP of you, like 8 million up or down, or I don't know what a good like range would be, but so you can't see those 30-40 million player powers when you're like an 8 million PP account. But I mean, this is getting off topic of what you were initially saying.
Right.
But the C, I mean, yeah, it would make it 1v1. It would be 50% would lose, 50% would win, versus right now, like 3 people out of 5 are getting stuff.
Yep.
Which I don't know.
Okay. And I'm looking here at Alpha's comment, and I get you that, you know, level 50 end game, but you could still start doing, you know, like normal Hydra, get yourself that little, like I can do the 1.6 million damage and get my first chest. But why am I going to get into Hydra Clash? Why, you know, maybe Hydra Clash shouldn't unlock until, I don't know, the account hits level 80, level 90, or at a certain player power, I feel.
Because you need 35 million to get the lowest chest in Hydra Clash if you qualify for first, second, or third place, which means you basically have to almost be able to not necessarily 1 key hard, but get close to 2 keying hard and at least have your first key be very good against hard.
Right, right. All right, Gestal, what about you, man? Do you think that would work?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, like some sort of CVC style Hydra where you kind of get rewards based on your damage, and then you get bonus rewards based on how your clan does matched up. Like I'd be for that. I'd be for really any version of a rework for Clash. I hate it the way it is now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like whatever they're coming out with, I hope it's good, because it is by far the most frustrating part of the game right now for me.
Okay. Let's go with 4-0. What about you?
I've had a lot of thoughts go through my head just during this short portion because I hadn't thought about it before. But I think a handicap system would work really good. And as far as 1v1 CVC or 1v1 basically, I think with a handicap system you could do 3, 5, 10. You know, and by that I mean if Mad is scoring 1 trillion and my clan is scoring 1 billion, you average it out, and then I get an extra 900 billion at the very start. You could then start having rank 1 clans fighting rank greater than 1,000 clans, and so that way you wouldn't even have to worry about Trundas or Wixwells or anything else. People could keep doing their champions. There's no nerfs, and it would just at the beginning of the reset, you know, some clans just happen to have 80 billion to start with.
That could be interesting. Okay, chat? What do you guys think? A handicap system like that, would that be something that would work? Let's go to Ken next.
All right, I think biggest problem on the Hydra Clash. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about the Tranda comp because I already know them. Obviously, they need to do something about them, in my opinion. But you guys will be judged, okay? But I think the biggest problem is the time spent.
Okay.
People spending lots of time on the Hydra, and it just come to my mind like, Pilgrim recently released a new dungeon tournament system, right? It's called the Turn Attack. Why don't they do the same thing for the Hydra? For let's say like first 100 turn, only this damage gonna be count on the Hydra. 100 turn, whatever you can. So it's gonna be save lots of the time. It's gonna be more challenged, right? Like you need to be forced to deal damage instead of the like long term, right? Obviously, Trandacom's still gonna do amazing stuff on this content, so they need to do something about them. But I think the turn attack on the Hydra would be amazing. Like, what do you guys think?
I could get behind turn attack, to be quite honest. I think that
100 turn, works. 200 turn instead of the 1,500 turn, like 2 hours long fight.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
like
that
why we waiting like 1,500 turn? Just say like, hey guys, Hydra Clash gonna count your first 200 turn. That's all. You know, they can put new counter there. You know, so for the Hydra. So why we wasting our time? You know, like if your team dealing good number in 200 turn, it's not gonna be changed on the 1,500 turn, right? Like, I mean, you can already win that, right? Like, doesn't matter in 200 turn or the 1,500 turn. Why don't we just lower the turn, actually?
Yeah, it's okay. Thought. to reduce just the total turn count to like 1,000 or 500, whatever. But yeah, you don't need it 1,500.
Okay, so
I mean,
reducing the amount of turns that people can do for Hydra.
no, just for the clash,
Just for
like
the
it's
okay,
not
for
gonna
the
be
clash,
affect
yeah.
anything. Yeah, like let's say like you have a slow team, you have a problem for the deal and damage, but you have a good survivability. You can obviously do like 1,500 turn. But let's say like clash, hey guys, clash only gonna look your number for 200 turn. Anything you do after 200 turn not gonna be count.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna save lots of the time. Like, can you imagine like 200 turn and the 1,500 turn? Actually, it's a great idea.
Yeah, I will say, on the weeks that we have to push Hydra, I probably spend about a good 10 or 15 hours running my keys trying to maximize, because I know what kind of damage I can push out.
Yeah, Chief actually on the chat right now, I'm running his Tranda team. We got 70 billion last week on the Nightmare difficulty. He have a perfect team, right? WMako, Shuzan, Group took, Tranda obviously. But even that, like all I'm doing is one shot in that, guys. They are span and one shot. They are span and one shot. Even that, it's still taking almost 2 hours manual.
And they said that Corpulent Cadaver was broken. Maybe I just need to wail hard enough to get myself a WMako and Shuzan. But
I mean, without WMako or like perfect team like the I'm using right now on the Chiva account, you can still deal insane number with the Tranda. That's the part people don't understand. People like thinking like Tranda comp need a WMako, etc., etc., etc. I mean, if you want like 70 billion number, sure. Obviously, you need a perfect scenario, right? Like 6-star blessing on the Tranda +4. But like we thought that like even the normal difficulty, you guys can get like 3 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. That absurd number with the Tranda comp. That's the thing people don't understand.
yeah, fair point. Okay. Brunt, what about you?
Hey, BLAZIN, can I go back and add a couple things real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, as far as rewards, assuming my suggestion with the handicap system, I just think it should be one reward. You're a team, you won, everybody gets the same thing. You get the same chest at least. Randomized is fine. And also, as far as sandbagging, let's say you want to, sandbag your handicap, that'll be easy to do the first few weeks. But the longer the weeks and months go by, your score is going to smooth out an average, so sandbagging won't really become an available option.
True. That I did not think about that way, because if they're going by what the average score is, you're only going to be able to drop down so far before you start just losing permanently. Okay. Brunt, what about you, brother?
Well, as I said, I don't like what they've got currently. And part of it is the matchmaking system, and I don't trust TELERIA to build a good matchmaking system. They haven't done it in Clan v Clan. I know, right? It's amazing. But and the way that they did this one was supposed to be a buffer so that they weren't just taking your last week, they were taking your last several weeks. So you can't just take 1 week off and then get a great matchup, supposedly. However, what that did, for example, my clan, we had one person leave because of real life issues, and we had one person leave because they wanted to win. And we went through, as I mentioned, a spiral. We lost 9 of 10, including 8 in a row, because we were constantly being matched up against people that were doing significantly more damage than we had ever dreamed of. And it wasn't a case of we were barely losing against some of these teams. We were literally losing against teams that they would, in the first couple days, put up more points than we had ever put up in any challenge. Week after week after week after week. And it almost tore actually our clan apart, which was pretty impressive. Our clan's usually pretty unified about that stuff. Definitely made us focus on recruiting more people for Hydra, which has kind of made the clan a little more hardcore than, I prefer it. But it's just not fun. And if they did something where everyone can win, there's some level of participation where people that actually, participate and score some points can get something, I think that's good. Not gatekeeping the number of points for the good. I mean, I understand you don't get a great chest, but you know what? The people that can't get 35 million worth of points in Hydra Clash and are still doing Hydra Clash anyway, give them something. Give them 1 or 2 items. Doesn't have to be great.
Listen, an account like mine where I'm like level 52, I don't need 6-star epic or legendary, but I wouldn't mind being able to build something with like a 5-star epic or a 5-star rare. You know, I think like that's the kind of stuff leveled would be good. And they don't have to give a lot. They could give one piece and maybe a couple of other things, you know.
But I think it's just, I don't like how this is balanced. I think it's asking for way too much time from the higher end players. As we mentioned, it's a few hours to run some of the Trunda teams. Some people say it's 3 or 4 hours for the really, really gross Trunda teams sometimes to run, because they have to do everything. And things have to perfectly line up. You have to coordinate everything. And that's silly. And the fact that it's a couple of champions preventing an entire clan from earning rewards it's just not good. I did not like Hydra Clash when they announced it. I still do not like Hydra Clash. I think it's. I actually was at a point where I almost left Raid over Hydra Clash. That's how toxic I think Hydra Clash is. And I think that it has ruined Hydra for me personally. And it has ruined it for, I know, one of the clans I'm in that is a lower end clan where people regularly don't get any rewards. They've stopped doing Hydra because they feel Hydra Clash is something they'll never be able to compete in, so they stopped trying.
Okay. Stevie, what about you?
Getting back to, I think, well, this is the original question. If it's kind of like a CVC style, I think it would be great. I hate CVC because you're doing a lot for stupid things that don't really freaking matter. Honestly, it's how deep your pocket is. This would actually be good. I don't care what kind of teams people bring. It's never going to be perfect. This is going to be, I think it's going to be great. I wouldn't even care about what kind of rewards you get. This is something that's going to keep people more engaged because they're doing one thing as opposed to doing this, and that. And it's just a waste of time, in my personal opinion. Some people like it, by all means. I think it's going to be so much better just, focusing on one thing, developing your, you know what I mean, Hydra teams, whatever they might be, whatever you can work with. I mean, not everybody has full-blown accounts, you know what I mean? I have 2+4 Trondas. I don't use them. I don't use them in Hydra. I don't actually do Hydra. I have somebody who does my Hydra for me, unless he's not available, and I just run it on auto. And
well, we know the results of you doing Hydra is, at
right,
2 in the morning.
disqualification. I know. Yeah.
So
But I think it would be great to kind of not I mean, I would have to think about it, kind of like 4-0 is actually bringing up great points of how you could really do these things. I haven't really thought about it. I need some time because there's a lot of moving parts to all this stuff. But I think as an idea of another thing to do, kind of like a CVC style, but with Hydra, I think that's great. I think that's great. It lets players focus on one thing, get good, and move on, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think it's great.
Yeah.
We'll always complain, no matter how they're gonna do it. We're always gonna find things to complain about.
Listen, Plarium, we realize you've got a community here that loves the game, and we're never going to be happy, no matter what you do. So we're always going to complain in some sort of way or another. But I think we definitely need to have some reworks into the Hydra Clash, and I think the way that we have the 5 teams going, maybe there could be a tug of war of like 4 teams or something like that. It definitely needs to get reworked because, I can't lie. Like last week, we were just like bare minimum keys, guys. That way we can get a better matchup this week. So, and it's not a hidden factor. Everybody does it, unless you're in like IPR or what's ET, where it's like we take no prisoners. They go for number 1 week to week. It's not worth it. So, hey.
I had thought just to add to this after listening to everybody's thinking. You know how like in regular CVC when you pull up the matching, it has 30 versus 30 and it ranks them by how much damage they do. What if they could do something with that where it's at the individual level? Meaning the top player here is going to match up against the top player in your clan. And if they do 30 billion, it won't matter because it's just a 1v1. They strike each other out. And basically, you need to get a 16-14 win with everybody in your clan.
You know, I think
like
that I like that idea actually. I think that would definitely be good. So it'd be like a match, you know, like let's say us versus C1C are one, you know, whoever's in first, second, or third place, top hitters. But I guess then they have to monitor who's doing what. So it would definitely
They're already doing it. I mean, if you click into one of these, right, they already have, you know, your 3 runs, and there's ranked, you know, first, second, third. So basically, what I'm saying is match your first, second, third, 4 against another clan's first, second, third, 4. And in fact, click the other clan. So this one dude did 30. Yeah, click that one. So yeah, so see, first place is going to lose in this example, but second, third, and fourth, and probably fifth, sixth, or seventh are smoking the rest of the clan.
Okay.
So that kind of solves that problem.
So
and
based on how
start
many
nerfing champions, yeah, it's based on how many people in the clans, you know, match up and win, and then just take the majority wins. That way, you know, even smaller clans or lesser people that can't put up like we were saying, like the big, you know, level 50 accounts. Oh, I can only, you know, do 3 million or whatever, 1.6 million. Well, you know what? You still get to qualify in that and go against their lower people in their clan.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a thought that popped in my head after looking at this, and it might solve several problems.
That could actually be something. You know, let's talk after in the next couple of days. Maybe we'll do a Hydra Clash video on how it can be fixed for Plarium. I think we're gonna have to do that. Feed me, my alt is doing like 1.5 million on that account. I'm more focused on progression than anything else. But yeah, I think there's definitely, you know, we have a bunch of things here that Plarium could be doing with Hydra Clash, and the only reason I bring this up is because they said that we're gonna have a clan versus clan war, and I'm just kind of, I don't know how they're going to base that. I really don't, because so far 2 for 2, it's failed. And, you know, as we say here, 3 strikes and you're out. And the clan versus clan war might just be their 3rd strike. Now, real quick here, we got a couple of shout outs I should have given him earlier. We got Bronco Raid over on the YouTube side. If you guys don't already know him, make sure you go follow him out and thank him for the Yannicka comp. And then we have Jarec Gaming, who is a new streamer, or new YouTuber on the scene. Only got a couple of videos on the channel, but definitely has a lot of potential. I've talked to him behind the scenes. And we also have Fall Reload, who is another late night streamer on Twitch. Make sure you guys go give him a follow as well. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what could our next competition be, and where would you guys want to see these creators be challenged? So let's start off with Zero first. Zero, what do you think the next competition should be?
Yeah. No, I think it did good with this one.
Where would you want to be challenged next?
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind the Hydra situation. I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's not really much you can do. I mean, arena, so if you know, is what it is. You know, you can always do clan boss, but you know that could get clan boss has kind of become a nothing burger ever since they gave us the insta keys. Yeah, I mean,
Nobo.
I know. What did he say?
Who has the most unlimited credit card?
Yeah, exactly.
Ken came in last place.
I'm sure whatever it is, I'm probably going to get last place in that as well, as you know. But I liked what Sauce said earlier. I think last place should be given 10 mystery shards to give out to their community from Plarium. And they'll give out some mystery green shards.
I think last place should have to cosplay as Lady Annabelle.
Actually, you know what? Because we, you know, the fantasy football thing, and people do like different things. Yeah, I think you should do like last place has to do something. Maybe it's a cosplay. I think that would be that'd be fun. I'm down for that.
All right,
so I don't know what the challenge is going to be, as long as it doesn't include Adelyns, and I think we should put that stipulation.
All right. PJ, what about you, man? What do you think the next challenge should be?
I'm down for the Hydra challenges. I like Hydra.
Okay.
I know someone said, what Feed Me put in a suggestion though, classic arena, most points, no mythicals. I don't know. You could do something with, I guess, classical, or you could do like beat a dungeon in a certain time with only using these champions or certain champions. Speed running, something like that.
Okay.
But I don't think we should do any stipulation. I don't know about that.
So you don't want to see any sort of
No, I think Zero just wants to be dressing up as Lady Annabelle.
I can wear the bust. It's fine.
I personally
You would
want
rock
to see,
it. I believe it.
I want to see Ken as Lady Annabelle. I'm just saying.
Come on, man. You see the potential from me?
I don't. That's why. Four. What about you? What do you think the next one should be?
Well, I definitely think it should be allowing unofficial content creators again. It was really nice to do that. But like PJ said, I'm a big Hydra fan. It's probably my favorite part of the game right now. But I also thought maybe some sort of conditional, even more conditional than already, Amius competition.
Okay. Okay. So
You hate us.
He's talking Amius. All right.
I prefer Hydra though.
Okay. All right. Hey, look, when we do these type of challenges, I always like to do it so that it helps out the community in either making some comps for themselves or, you know, kind of seeing that it's not gated behind being pay to win, right? So that's why I always like doing the stipulations of no legendaries, no voids, you know, like we did the arena one a while back ago where it was like you score better by using lower grade champions. So I always like doing those challenges just because it's just a little more interesting, a little more better, and more the community feels like they can bond to that, you know, competition. So
you know what? I like that idea, right? Like instead of restricting the pool, because not everybody has the same thing, but maybe do value points like, hey, if you use a rare and a you know, a couple epics, you get a, you know, a higher score, you know, rated score or something.
More point value.
Cool.
Okay. Let's go with Gestal. Did I ask you already?
No.
All right, let's go. With
well, I was gonna say we got to bring Adelyns, or as my boy Loriander deemed it, Trashlin. I was gonna say bring her to Amius. She might not actually be that bad there.
The problem is we may not even be able to do that this rotation either.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. That would be a little difficult, but I was just trying to, you know, play off everyone hating on Adelyns. And
listen,
I thought that would be
might just make
the most difficult place to bring her. But she actually may not be that bad there.
I might just make it, you know, bring Adelyns to hard mode Fire Knight, you know?
Ooh, that would be annoying.
Yeah.
You want people to do these challenges, don't you?
Listen, I'm a big proponent for rewarding the creator and the community. This is why, you know, we're going with this.
Definitely.
Ken, what about you, man?
I actually love Tag Team Arena.
Okay.
So it would be nice to, I don't know, maybe like daily login champion on it.
Okay.
Nice. I don't know how we are gonna figure out the ranking system. You know, like depends what rank people are. Maybe they can get extra point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually love Tag Team Arena a lot.
Okay.
I actually want a 5 versus 5 or the 3 versus 3 for live arena. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Brum, what about you, man? What do you think the next challenge should be?
Well, I was actually thinking that if we wanted to go along the lines of Hydra, but kind of ramp it down a bit, maybe the Epic Hydra Challenge, where you can only use epics or rares, and drop that down to maybe normal or maybe hard. I think hard would be as high as I would recommend going for that, because the difference between hard and brutal is huge. The difference between normal and hard is just enough that I think our gear will probably carry us, but you're obviously very, very limited with epics, so just open it up. Any epic of any kind whatsoever can be used, because, you know, the worst case scenario is you have people that are using the Doom Tower epics, and we all know how good those are.
I will
And-
say on that, who was it? MTG Jedi did it, and I put out a video myself, and I think I did like 129 million on hard. So
Ryan, or however you pronounce it.
yeah, it's not as difficult, but I like the idea of the rares. So maybe having to throw a rare or two in there.
Oh yeah, I mean make it 4 epics and 2 rares or something like that, or maybe 5 and 1 or something like that. But I think the advantage of that from a content creation standpoint is a lot of people think I don't have legendaries, I can't do Hydra. So if all of us went into Hydra on hard and all of us smashed Hydra and the lowest score was 30 million or something like that, other than Zero Brew, we'll discount him. And much love, guy. But
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I deserve that. That's good.
And so we do that. We do that. It shows it's valuable to the community because it shows that you don't need all the OP Legos if you know how to build a team. And I think that's really kind of the frustration that a lot of people think of. I don't have the Legos that I'm seeing in these comps. I can't do Hydra. And it's not true.
Yeah, and I'll say, just to add in, I know we didn't talk about it today, but it was on the schedule, but like with the new blessings that they just introduced, like Bellower just got a huge upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Taking all those weak things, and he AoE hits on all the heads. Like him and Hydra, like even if you did all epic challenge, I probably would try to slot in Bellower with that new blessing.
So I'm thinking, I'm gonna let Storm go real quick, but I think I have an idea for the next one. But Storm, go ahead. What do you think the next challenge should be?
I think keeping it on Hydra would be great. Sorry, I had to take a look if I'm unmuted or not. I put it on mute because of the baby. Hydra would be great. Rares and epics would be great. I think even go as far as saying just rares or just epics could be the next few. I mean, we'll see what we can do. A struggle is a struggle. Forget it, man. Keep it a nightmare. We don't have to put crazy numbers. We just have to go for the one key. You know what I mean? We're trying to bite the whole head off kind of thing.
So he's saying go hard, smash it.
Smash it. Otherwise, it's not a challenge. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think of all 4 epic, 2 rares, with one being a random pick that the community is going to put in a pool for us that you have to use? So if you get stuck with, let's say, I don't know, who's a bad epic champion here? If you
pick individual, or they pick
if you get stuck with, well, the community will pick
one for every.
Yeah, we'll put out a video, or we'll ask the community to pick out champions, or we'll put a list of champions that get voted on, and let's say the wheel spins randomly, and Ken will have to use a Kitus on his Hydra team. Or
I think everyone should have to do the same ban or same option.
No, yeah, you can't make it different for different people, because then different people literally have an RNG.
Well,
handicap.
no, they would have to have on the team a Kitus. Like he would have to have the team on the Kitus.
Yeah, everyone should have to use it then.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's too limiting. Here's a good one for you: 2 rares, 4 epics, must contain at least one of each affinity.
Ooh.
Which I know doesn't sound like a great handicap, but if you think about it, sometimes you put a team together and then find out, wait, 9 of these guys are magic, Well, not 9 of them, because that'd be kind of hard.
Okay, well, going back to what you said, BLAZIN, having the community pick it.
I like that.
As long as you can make the pool Hydra worthy champions, rares, you know what I mean? So we don't have to get stuck with a Kitus.
Well, hey, Kitus smacks when he's below 50%.
Understood, but I'm just saying, we could to get the community involved. You know what I mean? It's always more fun. Get people
or maybe
involved.
have the community pick 4 champions, and then we have to make sure that at least one of those 4 is on the team. So it's that way we can at least still tailor it a bit to whatever's going on, and then you do the affinity thing, and then you've got the 2 rares and 4 epics.
Ooh, I like Feed's one idea right now that says run Kitus with a Sky Touch and a protection set. I think I could run that. I think I don't know. you know what? We're gonna make it interesting. We're gonna make it fun. Whatever it is, we've got some time to think about it. If chat has any ideas, feel free to DM them to me. I've got some things in the works, and I want to do something that's going to be fun, engaging, and challenging both for these guys. That way, we're not we're not doing another Adelyns challenge. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. But hey, we have been chatting for a while. It's been a lot of fun. We talked a lot about what needs to be done to Adelyns. We talked about the challenges we had for Hydra. But let's talk about where people can actually come and find you guys. PJ, where can everybody come and find you?
Yeah, streaming on Twitch pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible. MXPJE. Come stop by, say what's up.
Okay, Zero, where can everybody come and find you?
Yeah, so I'm on the YouTubes and Twitch at least 4 days a week. But special announcement, we're doing a charity stream on Tuesday. I've been invited from the food and drink community on Twitch to participate in a food fight. That's going to be Tuesday. We're going to be raising money for St. Jude. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time is roughly when that's going to start. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going up against Chef Steve 330. Mind you, he's been cooking his entire life. And he is going to be working from his food truck, which is a professional kitchen. And I'm just like, my kitchen utensils have been the microwave and the air fryer. So I'm probably going to get my butt handed to me, but donations go for different challenges. So, wear pot holders, cook with one hand behind the back, 2-minute timeouts, things like that. You might get your food burnt or something like that. But then tonight we're going to do a practice run because it's my wife's old streaming equipment in the kitchen. So we'll be doing it tonight, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time as a practice run versus the raid stuff. But we'll be back on raid on Monday and then next Friday as well. So, NEL, thank you for having faith in me. We shall see. Oh, and you'll love it. Speaking of competitions, we both had to pick 2 secret ingredients. The judging has to have those 2 ingredients in it, and they're going to spin a wheel, and the spinning of the wheel is going to be a theme. So last week's was school lunches was the theme. So they had to cook and present essentially a school lunch using the secret ingredients. And then it came down to chat voting, and chat voted 21-20 in favor of the winner because it was a tie amongst the professional judges. It was a fun time.
Okay. Gestal, where can everybody find you, brother?
I am at Gestal Gaming on Twitch and on YouTube, and the website is gestal.gg.
All right. 40, where can everybody find you?
On Twitch, 40 with a double underscore. I did put the Hydra run on YouTube, but I am not a YouTuber.
Not yet. Ken, where can everybody find you, brother?
FinalKenpachi on the Twitch at the same name with the YouTube, streaming every single day except the Sunday on the Twitch after the Columbus reset. So thank you.
And Sundays are exclusively here.
Yes. Exclusive. I'm in the nice of TELERIA show.
Except today.
Hey, he was here. He was only like 15 minutes
He wasn't
late.
exclusive though.
That's okay.
Earlier.
Bront, where can everybody find you, brother?
I am on YouTube and Twitch. It is Bront Cat Herder. There's either a space or an underscore in there, depending on which platform you're on. I'm usually streaming Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Catterdays, because of course I have to do Catterdays. And every once in a while I'm on for some other time doing something other than raid, but otherwise we're just having fun and chilling and doing raid.
Okay. And Storm, what about you?
Storm Gaming, RSL, and Twitch, and mostly here.
All right. And you can always find him here every Sunday. Now, we will be streaming next Sunday. It is Father's Day, but the 2 weeks after that, I will be away. So there will be no podcasts. Unfortunately, I will be bringing one day my son to summer camp. And the week after, we're going to be heading to Legoland, which, God help me. So we won't be streaming for those 2 weeks, but we will be back into it the week after. And hopefully we have a lot of things to discuss by that time. Now, with that said, guys, we are going to raid Mr. Basar on Twitch, who is another fellow raid official content creator. So make sure that when we go over there, we give him some love, we show him some support, and yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you again all for hanging out with us. Thank you for follows. Thank you for the subs. I appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. Make sure to tune in to those guys and find out when their giveaways are going to be. And as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. And we'll catch you guys next time.